incarcerated wait for the rest, not demanding that everybody do this and do that. Like that's not how it works, and that's not an effective strategy. The more effective strategy is a few people prepare to wait for the rest, and that's how it works.
I agree with everything that you're saying.
That's what the boule wants y'all to think, huh?
The boule?
Well, that's not what the boule wants to.
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? I'm talking about boule ass niggas, bro. What the hell you talking about?
I'm not saying.
Yeah, let me tell you what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to make a point.
Coach, you tripping, bro.
I'm next.
Real quick.
What you talking about?
Coach, you gotta relax, bro.
I'm relaxed, nigga. It's my turn to speak. That nigga Lloyd cut me off. I let him cook, nigga. Oh, my bad, sir. All good, brother. I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying.
And you got it, Coach. Let me just remind you guys, just a gentle reminder, that this is King Six House, his room. Tsunami or whoever might be in the top, whoever opens the room, God bless them. But please, we don't want King Six to leave his space. Okay? So when he speaks, y'all just let King.
No, it cracks me up how niggas will complain about getting cut off. Nigga, I get cut off in my own space with the mic and don't be bitching about it. Y'all got it, man.
I let the nigga cut me off, nigga. That's what I just fucking said. I let the nigga cut me off. I let the nigga go. I just said that.
Okay, Coach.
Not the damn homies for Clubhouse.
You found my channel. Was on the sidelines on the street. I might know more than you niggas. That's when I knew the nigga was on some fuck shit. Nigga. No way. What type of weird ass nigga would say shit like that? I might know more than niggas who was in prison because I was out here fighting for you niggas to get out. Nigga, bitch, I live next to the law library, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. Niggas be wearing a bitch on Clubhouse, my nigga.
You found my channel.
Nah, that was crazy though, man. Damn, bro. I know I be tweaking.
Well, let's get back to the topic. Carmelo Anthony. His trial has been continued.
Well, Ian, as you're Ian today, you have not, you said you haven't been following the case, so you can't really weigh in, right?
Well, I got an opinion. I got an opinion.
It's not really not. Wait. It's not really not in the follow though, y'all. Like literally, it's really haven't been too many details on the case. A white dude and a black dude got into a fight. The black dude ended up poking the white boy up, and the white boy ended up dying. And it's in Texas. Colin, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody can correct me on that. The little black boy got didn't he get a bond out or something like?
No, I mean I know the details. I'm just saying I haven't followed like the latest trial.
Help me out, Sig. Damn it.
It's Ein. Ein.
Is that Celtic Irish?
No, it's the name of a famous author named Ayn Rand. She wrote about altruism versus egoism.
About Rand. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ayn. So explain to me, kind of give me a breakdown from your perspective. If I was a listener in a space you were running, give me your rundown on what you see in the Carmelo Anthony case, and let's give him the space. You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a great tragedy that this, young person died as a result of this other person, pulling a knife out and sticking it in them. Anger, is the mind killer. Anger destroys lives. And so part of philosophy is rising up in intelligence, in knowledge, to overcome your base root primal anger. And this is what education does for people. It allows you to take a step back, look at it all from a third party perspective, and say, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to, enjoy my life. Maybe I'll get even, but I'll do it in secret. If you're going to commit a crime, an assassination, you don't do it publicly. You do it privately, like a ninja. So I'm just saying that I've been following, this was a big topic, 8 months ago on this app? And but yesterday was the Charlie Kirk trial, and I just want to mention, I'm not going to talk about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to talk about the legal industrial complex. I've had to deal with judges and lawyers, as I'm sure many of you have, and it's a system, it's a network, and unfortunately the legal industrial complex has become, in many ways, the de facto economy. You can't escape debt because they'll resurrect it. And some lawyer in New York will try to take your money and put you under receivership. They will literally siphon your funds, take everything you have, and put a new tax on you, on your wage garnishment. So the truth is, everybody should be a lawyer, and then we should have a higher level of law, which is like at the graduate and PhD level. Those are the people who should be actually in charge of the courts, not a political clique. Because when you run for a judgeship, you run as a Democrat or you run as a Republican or as an independent. What the fuck does your political affiliation have to do with your position as a judge of society? It shouldn't have anything to do with it. It should be impartial. It should be according to the word of the law, not what political party you're a part of. And restorative justice is a scam and a fraud. Affordability is a scam and a fraud because our government is making shit unaffordable. It's not your local Republican committee person. It's not your Republican government. It's the fucking federal government, which is 40 trillion in debt. And your state governments, which are 200 billion in debt. And your city government, which is 50 billion in debt. Isn't there one fucking town in America with a surplus? So we live with a bunch of thieves, we live with a bunch of liars, and it's a game. And it's who can get the most before they die, apparently. It's not about actual truth and intelligence and transparency. And again, the restorative justice aspect is all a fraud. If you kill somebody, make the punishment fit the crime.
Thank you. Quick room refresh till we go to the next speaker.
I just wanted to see if anybody had any comments on what I said about its effectiveness. I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, I definitely agree with his point about what is your position as a judge. Your political position should have nothing to do with your ability to, look at the evidence, your testimony, right, and dole out justice.
I mean,
That's my position.
but here,
I mean, some facts and evidence.
That's like saying we can get fast.
Wait, King, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because you were muffled. You said that can what?
My bad. I'm at the gas station getting some of that 340 gas. I'm showing out 347 gas. What?
I'm showing out.
I'm showing out for 347 gas. Nigga, I could actually get more than $10 worth of gas today. What? Fuck out of here. Shit, I'm balling it. I'm like, you niggas on Clubhouse. I'm rich and shit. All you niggas got money, all rich and shit. Good credit, niggas. Y'all need to be like you niggas, man. I'm still out here in the hood and shit, living a nigga experience out in this thing. Damn, I thought that shit would have rubbed off on me by now, y'all.
Niggas is getting high.
I'm
Go ahead.
as much as as much as we like ideals of their, people, not having the biases that they show themselves to have, like that's just not the American way. It's the American way as far as what's stated on paper, but not the way that America has ever operated. Like not ever, um, from its inception or even before its inception up until now. So like a lot of these things are ideas. I think the only ones that actually, in my opinion, believe in what's on paper actually operate, you know, according to America's stated principles are black people. Because we the only ones that do business with everybody. Like we don't like we actually deal with everybody. Um, even to our own detriment to a certain degree. Um, but as far as when it comes to the system, the system is working just the way it was designed to work. Even when you look at, when you talk about the debt, the debt is even there by design. That's how everything operates. If the national debt was ever paid, it would totally collapse the whole system. It's designed to operate off of debt. It's designed so that the many can support the few. That's all by design. Because here's the thing: if you paid everybody a decent wage, and guess we know what happened, then people wouldn't do the stuff that nobody wants to do. All of the tasks that nobody wants to do. There would be no motivation for them to do that. And so that's why it's by design. There's always going to be poor people. There's always going to be people who are at a disadvantage. And unfortunately, that has been black people. And I think we have to stop identifying as laborers. We have to stop identifying as laborers. There's nothing wrong with doing labor, but and that being the identity that we're seeking is problematic, especially if we're trying to elevate.
We identify as laborers then, man. We don't identify as no damn laborer.
I hear you. Why don't you believe we just identify as laborers?
I can tell you why, but don't why we don't identify as laborers. All you gotta do is look at all the effort I gotta put in to niggas who wanna be we are the builders. Because everybody tells me nobody wants to do their job, but them jobs don't make no money. Even though I speak the language and work with the people who get all the goddamn money, nigga, they look just fine over there and they motherfucking $800,000 house. But they're laborers. We don't identify as laborers. So we feel for all the illegal immigrants who came across the border who was nothing but 100% laborers. You don't identify as laborers. Well, we probably would be out here figuring out a problem with the fact that everywhere you see laborers, that's going up. So if we identified as laborers, we probably would be out here standing against immigration instead of being the motherfucking doormats welcoming it, begging for it.
No way. You found my channel.
Well,
I'm not gonna ask you
I
to
mean,
like or subscribe, but it
this country was
Thank you so much.
a country of
It means the
immigrants
world to me that
anyway.
you are watching this.
So
Oh,
being against
wait.
immigration is kind of contradictory at its very core.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
We disagree, which is fine. But as far as when you
But I
say,
disagree in fact. So we can run that. We can run that one.
there's plenty of
America
that to go around.
identified as a nation of immigrants. What you said?
I said this is I didn't say we identify, but this
You
is what
found my
it is.
channel.
It's
I'm
not
not gonna ask you to
identified,
like or
that's what it is.
subscribe, but if
It's not a
you do,
nation of
thank you
it's
so
not a
much.
nation of
It means the
illegal
world to me
immigrants.
that you are watching
These
this.
people came from
Oh,
here.
before
What are we talking about?
We're talking about in a time where we're talking about. See that? It's one of the disingenuous remarks I hear from people.
It's not disingenuous at all.
It is disingenuous based on the scholarship. Because the scholarship would suggest that what immigration policy existed at the time we're calling these people immigrants? None. So was it even called immigration at that point? No. Was everybody who arrived here at some point immigrants? Yes. Even the people who supposedly crossed the Bering Strait were also immigrants. Even the Moors who came here in the whatever century you want to believe, whether it was the 5th, the 7th, or the 15th. Bottom line is that when we talk about immigration, because there must be set up. One of those is actual immigration laws. So if people show up before they legalize immigration,
My brain! It's my brain!
and once we set up laws, then you become immigrants with an eye. Oh my God, did I just teach the niggas the difference between immigration?
You're in prison!
It's a difference.
That's your argument?
I'm from here.
Yo.
I'm at the second best place besides,
But
I
yeah,
don't know where you from, but I'm from here.
That's a
but
clear argument.
is your lineage
Let me
from here?
restate it so we
Yes.
be clear on what the argument is. And the argument is this, is that if you have immigration, right, in a country that has no immigration law, that is not even a nation that could even accept immigrants because they don't have any immigration rules, no regulations, no laws for it or against it. And that's what we had here in America. We didn't have a place where there was like an immigration quota or immigration laws, where there could be immigration standards, standardized immigration. None of that exists here. So what I'm saying is that when we call these people immigrants,
You found my channel.
to some degree, yeah, we're saying they're not from here, they came from somewhere else. We all understand that. But they didn't come from somewhere else to America, and in America.
Okay, my friend, I'm gonna let that simmer. Where are you? You're at the pastry shop.
I'm at the gym.
Well, good for you. I'm glad. Have you broken a sweat yet?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm about to leave.
How long does it take you to break a sweat when you get to the gym?
Well, I ran here, and that was about a mile. And then I did 5 miles on the extra bike. And then I did like
That's not what I asked you.
I would say about 8 minutes.
Oh. I'm about a 15-minute kind of guy. Takes me about 15 minutes on average for the body to start flowing like a waterfall. A waterfall.
And that's cool, which is fine. I did it. Just like,
Can't argue about what it ain't. We gotta argue about what it is. Don't
Okay.
make me the nigga who like what it is because I'm willing to point out what it is. That just makes it what it is.
I mean, well, what it is people came here, and now they want to make rules about other people coming here. But no, this country is run by a bunch of people who did not come from here. Whether you want to use immigration with an E or immigration with an I is totally irrelevant to me. Because the fact of the matter is, none of these motherfuckers came from here. And the way they even went about coming here was wild. You know, so either way, and
No way.
what they
You
came
found
to
my
find
channel.
out is the
Did they break the laws by coming here? Did they break the immigration laws coming here? Did they break the immigration laws on the books by coming here?
Oh, because this is a nation of laws. Okay, I got you. Laws that are, also the ones that, that they interpreted from by saying that the white man, the black man has no rights that the white man was bound to respect. The ones that they had to go through and implement extra amendments that were supposed to include all men, but somehow we had to have extra amendments to include us. Those are the ones you're talking about.
Can I say something?
I just want to be sure.
This is Ein. Can I say something about the topic?
No. You're not going to interrupt what we're talking about. No, we're not doing that.
Well, I'm not interrupting. I'm trying to add, not
Okay,
interrupt.
how are you adding?
That's why I was asking to interrupt, but I can wait. I can wait.
Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that all communication is political. Every topic is political. Immigration is political. Concrete is political. Cell phones are political. Everything is political. And in this country, with Joe Biden, with the millions of illegal aliens flowing through the open borders, crossing the Rio Grande, people overstaying their visas, etc. Many of you know illegal aliens, and they're not, murdering you or robbing you. And in fact, they might be fixing your plumbing. They might be doing your drywall. They might be doing your gardening. They're not, bad people. They are breaking the law, but to them, breaking the law is better than living in a shithole third world country making less than $1 a day. They're willing to take that chance and risk for a little better life. Can you really fault them for that? No. But again, it's political. So the Democrats know that an illegal alien is 99.99% guaranteed to vote Democrat if they can get to a ballot to vote. And the government now with Donald Trump is trying to restrict unrestricted voting. And again, it's always political. The problem with bringing in so many illegal aliens is that it guarantees a Democrat supermajority all the time. If we don't have the opportunity to flip our government left to right, right to left, left to right, we can't rotate. We can't dance. This country will become a fascist shithole of wokeism. Is your son transgender yet? Has your son decided to mutilate his body and remove his penis yet to conform with social values? We have to question the values in society. We have to actually have some kind of value, not this supposed fake artificial values that we call values.
Those values came over here with the Europeans who came and colonized the land. They brought that with them.
And we have yet to experience this Democratic supermajority that you're talking about.
And pray we never do experience.
We've seen it in cities. It's not something that didn't happen. We've seen it in cities. We haven't seen it as a United States as a whole, but we've seen it in cities, and we've seen the disaster that a lot of it has done to the cities. Look at LA. Matter of fact, look at Cali as a whole. It's being destroyed.
But what we have seen is that the majority of the country is not cities, right? And so, that's also why we have the back and forth. That's the reason why, when we look at, when they talk about how everything's being redistricted as far as the votes and stuff because of the Voting Rights Act and being repealed is what they call it, being gutted. It really isn't doing a whole lot because unless they're going to district everything according to population, which would actually give more representation or proper representation, it's never going to be quote unquote fair anyway. So area that has approximately about a couple of thousand people will have just as much say so as an area that has a few million because it's not being redistricted according to population, it's being redistricted according to just region.
Well, all the redistrict. I mean, I used to work at the census.
What's your point? The point is it isn't going to be fair. The point is that even despite the fact that there's a super majority of Democrats,
You found my channel. I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe.
They don't have as much say.
You found my.
Why do you think that?
Now let's look at Chicago.
I just described it.
I'm gonna describe an example. Let's look at Chicago when Chicago was dealing with the migrant crisis. And that coon-ass mayor elected by the teachers board and the super Democrat majority there in Chicago, when he said no to federal government coming in and getting control there in Chicago. It wasn't that the city didn't have control and the federal government or the state government has more power than the city of Chicago did. It's called sanctuary cities, not sanctuary states. And in order to be a sanctuary city, the city itself must be autonomous to some degree, must it not? Or the whole state would look alike. But I guarantee you, I can show you cities in Florida where you got a sanctuary city like Miami. They better not bring that shit to motherfucking Polk County, though. You'll find they motherfucking up on the first thing smoking back to wherever the fuck they came from. I'll tell you that shit right now. No sanctuary, no motherfucking Lakeland. take your ass to Lakeland talking about, oh, this is a sanctuary city. Go to Haines City talking about, this is a sanctuary city. Yeah, right. So, them cities got a lot of power.
Chicago has almost a $20 billion a year annual budget, and the Aldermanic Council voted the sanctuary city status. Brandon Johnson just borrowed $1 billion, and now he's giving out $70,000 checks to families that want to put money down on a house. When did a city and a government ever start handing out checks for down payments on mortgages by taxing other people? This is all wealth redistribution.
During redlining of black communities in the 1910s and 20s, when the federal government established these organizations under what we call the New Deal, immediately after being established under the New Deal, these organizations began redlining and locking black communities, black families out. Not only did they do that, they created today what we call the modern day suburban neighborhood. They were called Levittown homes, Leavitt, Levittown. And so this was a Jewish man, Abraham Levitt, and his Jewish son, who were also white, right? Because they're white Jews, so they're white and Jewish. They're not either or. They're both. They're white.
Levittown, Pennsylvania. Levittown, Pennsylvania.
Your mic is covered, King. We can't hear you. Sound like you're far away.
My window's down. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, what you said, go back like 15 or 20 seconds.
I said about Levittown homes, but I think Brother Jefferson Levittown homes is America's first, when you walk into the neighborhoods and all the houses look alike, the cookie cutter homes, like most neighborhoods in America, even the rich homes, cookie cutter houses, right? And so this was Levittown homes. And whites were able to do this via bill and with federal home loans, the FHA loan, that was given by the government, the same government that had collected black American tax dollars, but didn't redistribute that wealth back to them when they were literally giving away free homes. Not only that, that wasn't the only time, right? Also, you can look back to American history, there's a thing called the Homestead Act, where America gave away hundreds of millions of acres of land free of charge. The only qualification you had to have to be white and head of household. You get Iowa, Nebraska, many other states in the Midwest were created almost entirely from the Homestead Act. Then not only did they give them those free homes, those free homesteads, they then built Kansas State, Iowa State, Ohio State, Penn State, and state agricultural colleges to then be able to educate these whites who had no role
The evidence for the narrative economics is all over Elon Musk's X space. If you or X account, if you do want to see the evidence, and unlike an actual trial in the real world, where actually I just got off of a conference call and a status hearing with a judge and attorney because I'm suing the federal government, this is not an actual courtroom, Steve. This is a conference call for strokers. It's called Dinner for Schmucks. Welcome to your reality. Hello?
2 times in American history. The whole goddamn country in some cases gave out free
Because even
equivalent to a home to white Americans.
When you start,
the evidence.
It would just be catching up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that all these things haven't happened already. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm just making an argument.
I just want you to be consistent with what you're saying. You just said, when did this ever happen?
Okay, got it. I'm
So
correct.
you
I'm
did-
correct.
So you did insinuate that, but
Yeah. Okay. You correct. Okay, well, I stand corrected, but I'm just my name is Ayn Rand because I'm reading a book called The Virtue of Selfishness. Statistically, economically, running a business as an altruism, you can't run a business like that. You can't open a pizza shop and give out 51% of your pies for free. So all I'm advocating for is naturalness, a natural economy, not this fake, artificially stimulated economy that we spend $7 trillion plus a year at the federal level and only take in $5 trillion. I'm just saying that
How would a natural economy work?
it would actually be a balanced economy, meaning that we would have a balanced budget with no debt. We have to start paying the debt. Otherwise, services
Why do we
will.
have to pay the debt?
Well, we don't necessarily just have to pay it. We can actually cancel it. We can do debt resolution, debt negotiation. This is the future of politics, the future economy. The country has reached a tipping point.
Made to run
Lloyd, just let him get his point across.
See, when you say the system is engineered to keep the people working to serve the top 1%, 10%, etc., I'm not saying that you're not right, because the banking industrial complex, with interests and loans, and then ultimately, if you can't pay back those loans, they start doing wage garnishments, and now you become a debt slave. We technically shouldn't have debt slaves in this country, but we have men and women, whether it's child support or whether it's other forms of debt, they're, half of their life is just servicing debt. You work 3 out of 5 days a week just to pay your taxes. So I'm just saying that, according to Ayn Rand, the future economy is always a capitalist economy because it's the most efficient economy. But look at Peter Thiel, one of the richest men in the world, who started Palantir and PayPal. He just left America. He moved to Argentina because he believes that he will be a political target if and when Trump is gone from office. He thinks that the Democrats are going to arrest him. So he got the fuck out. And that's because he knows the Democrats are that big. The Democrat industrial complex is massive. It is huge. It controls the top 10 cities. It controls the federal government. And it is an ideology. It is a culture. And it is a big part of American culture. And I'm just saying that even a conservative, fiscally minded libertarian, at some point, eventually, when things get so bad and Democrats mismanage the system so much and they're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional, they think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably. It's a simple equation. The good metaphor is a pizza shop or any kind of small business. They can't run the way your government runs. Shouldn't we have the same standard between what we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people as opposed to what our elected political leaders are doing? They're borrowing from the banks on your back without your authorization. That's taxation without representation. They should be sued and put in prison. These people are not fiscally efficient. They are criminal liars and fraudsters giving out billions to NGOs to kick back into their own bank accounts. This is a fucking scheme, a scam, a skim. Wake the fuck up. Fight back.
Well, that's what the financial system is, and it's like I said, it operates like that by design. And so when you look at the debt, there's people that make money off of the debt of the U.S. because from the payments that they make. And so it's never about paying off the debt. It's never going to be about paying off the debt, like ever. So the national debt will never ever be paid. It would totally collapse the financial system.
Well, we have a corporate-run society.
There's a fundamental understanding about how at least modern day economies work. We look at, what they're doing is they're leveraging that to be able to do the things that they do. And there's a lot of modern day corporations that operate the same way. Many of the most powerful companies that you know of are operating off the same way. Then there's also such thing as capitalization. And so it's not about not having debt or being debt free. See, we're trained to look at debt as it being a negative thing. Meanwhile, a lot of the people who are running the country or are the most powerful people in the country are leveraging debt.
I get it. Interest is a business. I'm just advocating for liberality. The liberals are cultural liberals. They're not economic liberals, meaning that I should be able to compete with Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in an unrestricted manner. But the government comes in and says, no, 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 no. You can't operate this little tiny business on the street. You got to have an actual, licensed, permitted facility. And so I'm just advocating.
But who pushes those policies though, right? We know who pushes the policies. Just like when we talk about local, even when we talk about local government, it's not really about the political party that's in power. It's about the businesses that are in power, the businesses that have influence in a particular governments, whether it's city, state, whatever. Like it's businesses that run this country. That they're the ones that pay the money to get policy passed through. They're the ones that that make it so, or that pay the money for there to be restrictions of who can have a license to do this, who has to get approval to do that. It's all by design, and there are a lot of those behind it. Matter of fact, the school system that we all participate in was instituted by businessmen, right? And so, like, you know, I think a lot of us are, when we argue these points, we're arguing based on the way things were marketed, not based on how they were actually instituted, or understanding the real purpose of these things.
I get it,
The
but
school system was made to groom workers, and the corporations were meant to collect taxes on behalf of the government, and so that's part of the pipeline. People talk about the school to prison pipeline, and that there's definitely one, but there's also a school to worker pipeline where they make sure that they're able to collect what they collect. So that's the reason why these companies, they get the tax cuts and the things they get, because they are doing a service to the government.
I get it, but history shows us that, like what Pharaoh said, let it be said, let it be written, so let it be done. And countries come and go, political movements come and go. Change is actually the normal and the standard. So I'm just saying that, Ayn Rand was very popular as a publisher in the 60s because at that time America was actually ramping up its socialism. Socialism does not create abundance. It creates misery. It's death by altruism. It's a social suicide. Strength is joy. Is anybody here living in strength and joy? Have you noticed that the greater your strength, the greater your joy? The more joy you have, the greater your strength? Has anyone noticed that? Do you know how to build strength and joy? I'm talking about the basis of economy. Our economy is 40% borrowed. Every single year, we have to borrow 40% to fund our minimum basic requirements. I'm just saying.
Now, here's the thing with that. Whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
When we talk about
No sabe?
we talk about
No sabe inglés? No sabe inglés?
I speak English.
It's the government's fault. It's our elected leaders. It's the people electing these people. But the problem is, the elected leaders.
I'm. Whose fault is that?
It's not the people's fault. The system is rigged.
It's the people's fault. Sir? And it is the white people's fault. It's the white people's fault. The failure of America will always be in the hands of racist white Americans. I mean, this is the beauty of racism. The beauty of racism is you allowed for there to be a back door, ladies and gentlemen. And what was the back door? The back door was Black America. In 1960, America was 88.6 white, 10.5% black, for a total of 99.1%. Wasn't no Saudi Arabia's motherfuckers own shit over here. Wasn't no Chinese motherfuckers owning manufacturing and agriculture over here. We didn't know our motherfucking wealth at the time. Now, what happened is the arrogance of white America thought that you could keep black people down intentionally and open the doors to America and let all the rest of these motherfuckers, the brown to your black and brown, because that's y'all shit. We didn't start that black and browns because that belongs to y'all too. And so when y'all brought all them black browns in here to water down the blacks, what happened is the blacks were loyal to America, steady fighting, trying to find a better position for their families, even though every decade brought even more systems of oppression. and the covert kind too. And, you know, no longer would they just take us outside and hang us and tell us what they really felt about us and take pictures under our burning bodies. You know, I can at least appreciate those crackers because they let you know how they felt about you.
Those crackers.
So, unfortunately, it's the psychology of the crackers of America. It's cracker psychology that's killing America because crackers said we're going to keep the world that the Negro is beneath them. We're going to create a thing called scientific racism. You know, you and your white Jewish friends from Germany, because you know, most of y'all are German anyway. The number one minority, or should I say ethnicity, not minority, ethnicity in America is German American. Number two is Black American. Got it working. And so I love listening to the crackers complain today. Because if these whites were really honest, they would say, man, we fucked up America because we didn't hold it down against the pariah of America. And the true pariah of America was the Confederacy. No, you let them boys make that 1870-something compromise, 77 compromise at the 76 elections. 78 elections, you let a motherfucker steal the show. See? You let these motherfucker cracker boys, these racist motherfuckers, basically have their way after 11 years. And that was the most cowardice thing America could do, because the bravest thing that white people in America have ever done was stood on the side of righteousness and had the Civil War. People would try to tell you what the Civil War was about. This Civil War. So tell me what the fuck bleeding Kansas was about. All the lies they try to tell you about how the Civil War was really. The Civil War was a continuation, popular sovereignty, and bleeding Kansas. Period. Point fucking blank. And so with that being said, when we talk about America, it's the overall ignorance of white America. And the ignorance of white America is, see, we got cut off from our ancestors' teaching and what our ancestors taught us.
Got cut off from the books.
How to form militias, military, etc., the language, the culture, how to raise our kids properly, how to feed ourselves, medicine, we lost all of that. But see, you whites did not. Watch out for them goddamn Jews. They're nice, really awesome. Because they listen. And the same thing that happened in Europe in past is happening in America now. So it's all y'all fault. You mean? Nobody took the books of your history. Nobody took your motherfucking past. It was right there. I studied the motherfucker. Yeah. So, with all that goddamn crying, and come to the table and say, look, we fucked up, and we motherfucking owe America our lives. Y'all pick up the goddamn gun, and get y'all ass out there and get to dying for America, man, and make this shit right. And with that,
Well, you know, I think that life is a little bit like a first-person shooter game. So even, let's just go with everything you just said is 100% a fact, not an opinion. It is the truth. And what you just said is undeniably the facts of history. Let's go with that. You still have one, you know, as like a first-person shooter, it's still your strategy, you know, and how you optimize and create your life. Creative intelligence is what sets you free. Creative intelligence is what gives you the therapy you need to move forward in strength and joy. So I'm just saying that until black politicians become black philosophers, they will never liberate their people. Black politicians will abuse their people.
No, sir. We're not waiting on black fucking. Are you fucking serious? Waiting on black politicians? I'm not waiting. See, and that's what's wrong with you whites. Because if a black politician comes and he's a philosopher, all he got to do is look at the last few they done brought us, and they was all goddamn Marxists. They was you. They was black on the outside. Deep down within them, they wanted to be white and or Jewish.
Well, that's why you go by the name King, and I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, who a lot of people consider a good example of a philosopher king. A philosopher king is difficult to debate with because what he's saying is so true. And, when you talk about the economy, America, see, Black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I would have to say I'm the strength and joy giver around this month.
Well, just want to quote Winter in the chat. You not schooling nobody on shit. You know what's been holding us back. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
That's crazy work. But I think a lot of us know that the game is rigged, but you cannot lose if you do not play. But a lot of us feel like the reason why we're losing because we're not playing it right. We just play differently. And we just rearrange our strategy. We just gotta play the game from the inside. We have to play it just like the white people were playing it. We just play it just like the white people were playing it. We're gonna win. No, because they game, they just changed the rules. we fight so hard to have a spot at a table that wasn't meant for us, and it's crazy. It don't matter these systems. It don't matter whether it's capitalism, communism, socialism. Those are just systems. It's not about systems. It's about proximity to power. All of these systems that we champion so much, it's still the many supporting the few. And who are the few? And so if the same group of people are benefiting, no matter the system, why do we fall into the trap of blaming systems? It's retarded, it's dumb, it's asinine, it's all of those, because the system doesn't matter. You think people under capitalism are any happier than the people that's under communism, or any happier than the people that's under socialism? All of those is people that's at the bottom supporting the people at the top. Every single one.
Do you believe in the collective unconscious?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Meaning that there's a herd mentality.
I mean, that's something that happens.
So when I say that the system is corrupted, look at Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. Obviously, Spencer Pratt would be the better solution for Los Angeles, but the collective unconscious is going to vote and put Karen Bass back into power.
The system is not corrupted. It's working as designed.
What I'm saying, the system has a tendency to veer towards the collective unconscious, which is really altruism, which is death by suicide.
Towards who? Or to the altruism of who? I mean, as a black person, it's never really veered towards us. Not at any point in time in history. Maybe it may be different in your case. But as far as black people, the system in any way, shape, or form has never benefited us at all. It's never been altruistic towards black people, like ever.
Well, it's been fascinating talking with you all. And why? Thank you. I can't wait to come to your movie review about the Odyssey with Matt Damon, because Matt Damon and that movie is going to be one of the biggest flops of the summer season.
I agree. I will see you this Saturday, sir. 2 p.m. Central, Press Hollywood. Shameless plug. Now I'll do a quick room reset. Welcome to By Any Means Necessary. Today we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony trial. It kicked off. The hood therapist was in here earlier, and apparently he is covering it. I mean, he attended day one of jury selection, and it's ongoing, according to his account earlier when we opened the room up. And so I think he said the court session is not meeting today, I think.
What he's saying is so true. And, you know, when you talk about the economy, America, you know, see, black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I'm always a fan of watching people fucking around and finding out.
Bro, no way!
I was
tired, and I'm always annoyed, and I'm always done. Bro, no way! You found my channel. Do you know these 10 songs? Bro, no way! Do you know? I was tired.
No. Cases of white people fucking around and finding out. Things would be a little bit different for us. You know, one of the things about us is that we're so loving, forgiving, despite all the things that people like to point out negative about black people. There's a lot of things that are very.
I'm always tired, and I'm always annoyed, and I'm always done.
But you know, if we were anywhere near the monsters that they presented us to be, the world would be totally different. Because the things that would happen would be totally different. You know, we would be imposing our will on this world, but we're not like that. We are happy with a lot of simple things. We just want to look good, feel good, be admired amongst our people. Like, we want very simple shit. And the most part, we don't left the fuck alone.
Tired, and I'm always
and that's something that's been a struggle for them the entire time. And so when it comes to a lot of the bullshit in this country, the politics, the power fighting, and none of us should have a best interest. That's a new system put in place by us. That's the only way to bring actually bring about. Not to bring out more.
The most dangerous person is somebody. Thank God. Well, that's fine. You can kick me anytime if you want. You could also listen to a page from a book.
You know, why don't you turn over the page and go to Acid Bugs? So
Wait, you found my channel. You won't believe it, but काश ये लोग मुझे भी support करें.
See what's so amazing to me is that Clubhouse could actually become a business, a future, as opposed to like a complaint department at a corporation.
Somebody was talking, bro.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear anybody.
No, he was kind of low, but yeah, he was in there. Go ahead, Dr. Long.
All right, thank you. Sorry, man, I had to close the door for a little bit on plantation. But man, Lloyd, you said some truth. And I actually heard it this weekend. You know, we complained about the system, and the system is working. It wasn't designed for us. It's working how it was intended. Keep us down. We gotta just, you know, I'm all about to find our own path. Give us some power. Regulate our community. Build things up. Advance. Support each other. Just like we see other demographics do. I'm with it. I'm up for the plantation, I know. Hey, Sue, did you graduate yet? Congratulations if you did.
Oh, 2-3 weeks ago. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did the damn thing. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's gonna be an interesting court case to see what happens. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it interesting.
Well, what are you guys hoping for, and what are you hoping for? I guess your feelings, and then what is your logical response to what do you think's gonna happen?
I'm hoping that he gets this George Zimmerman treatment, is what I'm hoping. But that's maybe a little bit far-fetched. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, it's certainly interesting that to answer your question, as I stated earlier, I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping he gets off. I have an inkling he will, or again, as we all know, it comes down to the evidence. He's not. I don't know if he's facing life or how many years he's facing. I don't think he's going to receive a harsh punishment, right? But I also, on the flip side of that thing, it's very interesting as we're getting into the summer, and correct me if I'm wrong, it always seems every summer, maybe not every summer, but summer seems always is a time for the racially charged.
Yeah.
So
They
we have,
turn up in the summertime, bro.
right? So we have
Salinas, mis bonitas hombres, mis bonitas hermosas señorita.
And I know it'll be a couple months before that goes to trial. Him, Chuck the Builder, accused of shooting a black man. Interesting.
There was a white boy that got into a fight with a black boy at a park, and he hit the black boy in the head with a bat, and the black boy is in a coma right now. So you see how all that goes. I think that just happened recently.
What? That's in Collin County right there, too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because Frisco sits like northwest Dallas. outside of Dallas County, which, you know what I'm saying, most motherfuckers who live in Frisco, niggas got a good job in Dallas. That's why they work over that. They live over that motherfucking shit. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to check this other case out because I ain't heard about that. That's new to me. But that type of shit be happening down here. Yeah, that might be that type of shit be happening on a regular around these parts, man. You know what I'm saying? And
You said it's Collin County, Collll.
I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where a nigga don't want to get. You don't want to catch no cases in Collin County, my guy.
Can I ask a question about capital punishment, the death penalty?
Get to it. What's up?
So I like the saying, make the punishment fit the crime, but not necessarily every time. And so, you know, and in Chicago, we got the ankle monitors and the no cash bail. And it's a $60 million a year business putting these ankle monitors on to do GPS tracking, but you can cut the fucking monitors off. A lot of people go on the lam and go on the run, and a lot of people get away. The thing is, it's a Democrat judge doing restorative justice, and the guy who just murdered this cop, John Bartholomew, I mean, there are people that get released 30 times, 70 times, and if you read the transcript of what the judge says at the last trial, well, I think this time maybe you're actually learning, and you're developing, and becoming more mature, a grown adult, and, you know, we're going to let you out because we think this is, you know, it's not let you out like this is some kind of, anyways, back to the capital punishment thing. If you murder somebody in cold blood in a vicious way, you know, and rape them and murder their whole family, all these horrible things that people do, shouldn't the state execute that person after their trial and they're found guilty of murder in the first degree with all these additional charges? I mean, why aren't we making the punishment fit the crime?
Hey, Sick, I'm gonna have to take what I said, but I don't think Big E knew what he was talking about. I thought he's from Texas and he knew what he was talking about. I can't find a case that is similar to that. The only thing I could find is a case about a 6-year-old boy getting attacked with a bat by his neighbor. Big E might not know what the fuck he was talking about. That's my misspeaking. My bad.
Yeah. You know, he out there in Georgia, right?
I thought Big E was in Texas.
He's in Texas.
I
thought the nigga was in Tennessee.
I don't really fuck with that nigga like that, so I don't know. But I could have swore either he from Texas or something about Texas. But that's my bad. Niggas out here spreading misinformation, bro. And I'm contributing to it.
Welcome to Clubhouse.
Come up here and say what you gotta say, Franklin. I read your message. I'm busy. I won't pay attention. Come on up here and get it off your chest about how we just love white people and, you know, letting them come up on stage and dominate and shit. Come up here and get it off your chest, Papa.
Come on, Freshawn.
You think I've been dominating? I'm just one little tiny man with an opinion.
You're not dominating. You're just not adhering to, like, you know, you're not adhering to the decorum. You know, and it's not your fault. You don't know any better. That's just, you know, it's a white dude thing. You know, it's just, you know, you're operating the way you're used to operating.
He didn't say that. I'm just adding some extra sauce.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about me. I'm just saying I'm adding extra sauce.
But here's what I don't do.
But come on.
Here's what I don't do, right? I try to be as authentic as I can to my real self, right? So, you know, I have opinions about the white folks, but nigga, like, be real. If your ass gotta go down to the Social Security office to get a new Social Security card, nigga, to close on that house that you need to close on. Or nigga, you need to reach out to them white folks at the Mutual, Fidelity, Omaha, whatever the fuck bank to get up in that. You're gonna do it. So when motherfuckers get some, and you know, there were white people in here talking to white people, nigga, you talk to white people every motherfucking day. And it's the fact that you Negroes will get on Clubhouse, and then I guess you're not successful in your conversation with white people in your real life. Because you want to come in on Clubhouse, you want to somehow satisfy your ego I told that I told Whitey today. I showed Whitey who boss is. I do that like in the real world where the money is on the line. It like really matters and it's really important. It's like really real life. Yeah, I talk to them straight like that. But I show them the same type of respect on Clubhouse I know I'm gonna show them in the real world. Just like everybody else do all that old weird ass talking crazy to motherfuckers. Unless y'all do some crazy ass shit like say on the dead homies or something about a clubhouse room. I might lose it then. But I try to stay pretty principled and pretty motherfucker straight to who the fuck I am in the real world, my nigga. Like, I don't do all that old weird ass cat up in the rabbit shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm the same person. But I'm the same person all the time. I don't have no alter ego or no representative or no crap. But, you know, I mean, we're going to operate how they operate. Yeah, man. You know, to be honest with you, like, I don't even put myself in positions to really have to deal with white people in real life. Like, 99.9% of my interactions is with other black people. I really don't deal with white people.
In Cleveland? How the fuck you get money?
By not dealing with white people. But I'm not in Cleveland right now. But even in Cleveland, it's the same thing. Like, all my people is black.
I'm not saying that majority of mine.
Yeah, I don't got white friends
Yeah,
like that.
I don't
What
got
I'm
white
saying
friends.
is,
But yeah, I do business.
like when I go to, I'm a member of two chambers of commerce. When I go dealing with those chambers, even though one chamber, the mayor is Hispanic, and the other chamber, the mayor is black, help get him elected, and the chamber president is black, that's my partner. But we still dealing with hella white and Latinos. So we talking to business owners and people in the chamber or in my regular role capacity. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see non-black people, likely white. And I'm talking about, I live in the side of Dallas, Texas. I live in East Dallas. You ask anybody know anything about Dallas, where the white people is at, nigga, they're not in East Dallas. You know what I mean? So, but I still deal with white people. Like, nigga, I've been dealing with white people. I've been at Home Depot today, nigga, dealing with white people. Like, motherfucker, you're going to deal with the white. So my point is,
Where you go
like,
where
white people are saying that, you know, somehow we're out of, I made my initial network, I'm going to get the
I deal with people in Atlanta and Tennessee and Texas and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not limited to local people, but even then, like I said, all I deal with is black people.
Hello?
So,
I'm not
like,
saying that's a problem. I'm just saying I don't mind. I don't mind taking white folks' money. I don't
mind taking white people's money either. But
I got a question for you. I think that music is the best way to take white people's money, not by gunpoint or knife point. Hello?
We about to go down the rabbit hole. So. Somewhere in nigga mind, it says, you know, somehow you're cooning or tap dancing to allow a white person to be able to speak in a space. And I think it's a little weird, number one. I think it's quite odd. And not only do I think it's quite odd, I think it just speaks to kind of our level of ignorance sometimes on how we view other people. We think we're supposed to do, I guess, to them what they did to us or whatever the fuck that game is, which, you know,
Hey, no, it's sick. You know what the funniest part about it is that I'm thinking about since you said that? The funniest part about it is they'll get mad for us having actual talks in spaces that we are controlling, right, Sid? But they be in spaces that the white man controls.
Right.
And they not controlling, but they know how we do. You gotta make that make sense.
There's a lot of niggas out here doing music. I'm just saying niggas I know, because I'm out here doing music. I would have been hit Big E up. Like, nigga, I didn't got shit. I need to get mixed and mastered and all kind of shit. I'd have been hit this guy up. So tap in with me,
Oh, I didn't even know you fucked with the music.
Come on, man.
No, I didn't know. I thought you was in the construction or something.
I know, but that's how I got started, Big E.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No, that nigga know how to rap. That nigga know how to rap a little bit, man. He be trying to compete with me and shit, but you know, the old heads gotta pass the torch.
All this time they know this nigga, I never heard this nigga rap.
No, his shit decent. He got some smooth shit, and he got like some shit where like it's almost like that Currency and Wiz Khalifa vibe before Currency and Wiz Khalifa added on to that old school gangster shit. Like his shit nice.
Yeah,
And I don't vouch for nobody for real, man, cause you know I do music and I don't typically like a lot of niggas' music like that, bro. I be feeling like it's, you know, but this shit nice. I fuck with it.
Well, I'd like to play a little song and dedicate it to the room and to all of your success, to all of your joy, to all of your strength.
No. We not about to do that, no. On with that fucking whatever the fuck that shit is, yeah. going on?
Hey, let me hear that motherfucking harmonica, man. Let me hear that harmonica one time, man.
This nigga's a troll, man.
All right, you suck. But I mean, I know a harmonica when I hear one.
It's definitely a harmonica, and he definitely sucks. We can both agree on both of those two.
Look, I done heard some old uncles of mine, boy. Down in Mississippi, them niggas get that harmonica, them goddamn spoons in that motherfucking garage, the garbage can lid.
Oh yeah.
Them niggas will be out there drinking moonshine in motherfucking Mississippi all night long, going ham. Nigga, I'm under the covers like, what the fuck is wrong with these old niggas? Until I got old enough to really get it, I was like, okay, they getting it in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Big E, a lot of motherfuckers didn't know because I ain't never really used my platform to really promote the music shit because I came out of the music shit because I dropped some shit called EOTW, End of the World. You know what I'm saying? Label said fuck you, and radio said fuck you. Everybody said fuck you, and that's when niggas started talking. Cause nigga rap wasn't ready for a nigga to be rapping that type of shit.
Well, I didn't know that you did music. I just never heard you.
I don't know why, man. I thought you was in Florida, man. I know you from Tulsa, right?
I was in Florida. Yeah, I was Oklahoma and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I moved out here 2 years ago. I went back to Florida end of last year. You know what I'm saying? Relax and shit. But I'm back in Dallas now, man.
Oh, okay.
Dr. King be all over.
Actually, one of my partners is down here doing what's that one little performance they be doing? The mic drop series or whatever?
Yeah.
On the corner mic drop, whatever. So he finna do that shit today. He just drove out here from North Carolina. Y'all know Nasir. Nasir is, I'm about to link up with Nasir here in a few minutes. That boy pulled up on me looking right to with the Jag. I said, look at my nigga with the Jag bar his head. Boy, I see you, nigga. I love to see my niggas do good, you know what I'm saying?
There's a band on YouTube called Smash Brothers or something like that, but they are making millions and millions and millions from YouTube and live concerts. And like you said, it's the street corner mic drop. That's the format of their YouTube show.
So what's your take on this Carmelo Anthony thing, man?
Guilty! Capital execution! Firing squad!
What?
Oh, you don't believe in capital punishment?
Y'all ready? Hey, all right, please don't talk while my music's playing. That's so disrespectful. Can y'all hear me?
How you doing?
Copyright free, cause it never been copyrighted by me. Never been put on YouTube by me. Run it by me. Maybe I'll play it by me. Stealing your beats, eating your treats in the streets. Listening to you live on the Clubhouse.
is on your channel. So can you like send me a link to it or something?
Who did that production?
I mean, it actually sounds like the production is actually pretty good. Just can't get the full effect over the Clubhouse.
Yeah, it sounds flat on Clownhouse. But that's because, you know, it's not one-to-one transfer. But if you have a YouTube link, put the link in the chat. I mean, in the skyboard.
I can't. What you say, King? I couldn't hear you over.
I'm telling Biggie, check his back channel. I'm gonna send it.
Appreciate it, brother.
I got you. I got you.
You have to look at Clubhouse, you know, as modern Motown. This is a record. This room's on replay. If you treated your life in the same way that you treat Clownhouse, you'd have a library, a catalog. You'd monetize it eventually. Hello?
Yeah, I do poetry more than I do rapping, but you know, it's a lot of relation. Oh, you put up the top. You on TikTok? Okay.
But I got you, King. See, I'm gonna reach out to you. Yeah, man, I'm right here in Dallas, man. I got a whole lot of work going on. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh my God, I'm following Mikhail.
Help us get to a bag. I got something big I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know, that's always the move. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get at you, and we gonna put it together. Yes, sir. All right.
This guy needs a strong rebrand. Wait, why do you call it King Sick or Seek? Why not call yourself King Silk?
Because my name started off as Young Sick, because I was sick. Crazy out here doing this gangbang and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I got the name Sick from some shit that I did. Then I got too old to be young, so then I became a king. You feel me? Once I got my mind right, it did.
Oh, you mean you figured out the golden rule about treating people the way you want to be treated? Hello? Hello?
You said what now? What's that?
I said, when you got your mind right, did you start treating people the way you want to be treated?
Man, you know, I move the way I need to move in order to get what I need to get, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who get hurt along the way, put themselves in a way to get hurt. I ain't out here to hurt nobody, but they definitely get hurt running around with me.
Well, I'd like to play another song, dedicate it to the Carmelo Anthony Death Records. Could be a big hit.
We're good on the non-melanated musical selections.
Oh, I'm slightly melanated. I suntan every day, my butthole, and do yoga in the sun.
Requirement level for music. You understand me? Yeah, so whatever happened to I've been fried. Just let me get what's up in the stack, right? So how that peaks on the side. Yeah, so it's Carmelo Anthony trial, but I'm gonna tell y'all something about this. And that is the thing about this trial that I've noticed since the very beginning. Is that this trial is one of those trials that the white people are going to do
Projection alert.
People had all kind of- what
King,
is
you
it?
have you have activated the projection alert system.
We don't know. But what they do know is they
Alert.
good white.
Alert. The projection alert system has been activated.
You know, seems like he was doing some good things. Same thing with that case down there in Georgia where the black boy got killed and the white boy was supposedly had a scholarship to go to all these different schools and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white folks didn't like losing a good white boy that had a shit in front of him. Carmelo Anthony did, he had a scholarship. He wasn't fat. So, I think what this boils down to, and then when you actually look at Carmelo Anthony, he didn't fit none of the stereotypes that these white people was trying to put on. Y'all remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to say the family bought the house with GoFundMe money. Y'all remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Then come to find out, oh, these black people got money. Then they was mad about that. They was mad at what they was dealing with a nigga with some money. So then they just started flailing. All the parents were wrong. They shouldn't have brought this to the game. We don't know what he brought. We don't know what that man brought to the game. Then we find out, oh, it's a multi-tool. So it wasn't like a switchblade, like a straight up knife.
What was the name of Carmelo Anthony's victim? Nobody even knows. Oh, I can't wait to hear Monica's room. This is the story that's never going away. This is black versus white, white versus black. This is a chess game. You have activated the projection alert system. You have activated the projection alert system.
When you show up black, you gotta leave guilty. I say amen to the
I mean, that's certainly what the history is good all the time.
I'm not going to amen something that I don't like, but I understand what you're saying. I don't like black people leaving guilty, so I'm not going to amen that.
Well, the amen is that that's telling the truth about the system.
I hear you, and I'm not saying that's not the truth, but I'm not going to amen it, but I acknowledge it.
Amen is proving and showing that the white man is inherently evil in his criminal justice endeavors. The amen is saying that yes, it is so, that the cracker is unfair and unjust. And so I say amen to that because I know that that, sir, is the truth. Amen. And amen and amen.
Well, verily, brother, verily, 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 truthfully, truthfully, truthfully. But the fact of the matter is, I don't even know the name of the poor kid that got killed, but I do know Carmelo Anthony's name. And the truth is, eventually this young man will be back out on the streets, living a life, hopefully productive. Hopefully he doesn't become a recidivist and murder someone else with a knife or a gun. Because just like marriage, if you get married a second time, a third time, your chances of divorce go up and up and up. So if you kill somebody once, your chances of killing somebody twice are at a very high degree compared to somebody that's never killed somebody.
Are actually the lowest percentage happens amongst those who have been convicted of murder. They have the absolute lowest percentage rate of any other group or classification of criminals.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
Basically said this nigga's going back to jail. That's what you said.
That's how they move. That's how they move. And we ain't talking about T-move, we talking about they move.
Well, you know, I live in Chicago. Again, we've got this ankle monitor, no cash bail system, and there's a guy that goes on Michigan Avenue and loves to sucker punch women in the face. He's done it 50 times. How much is enough? It's insanity. This is attempted murder. This is attempted homicide by death by punch from a 230-pound man. Why the fuck is this piece of shit on the street? Literally 50 times. I'm going to get you the article because it boggles the mind. This piece of shit needs to be executed. Yeah, I mean, you know, I agree with that. That, like, if you see that TV show, The Wire, It kind of gives you like an inside look on how police and politics and judicial and drugs and like that's a very cool show because it's believable. But just as the average taxpayer with a home and a job and a family and a kid that wants to do a soccer program for the summer but you can't afford it, you know, enough is kind of enough where when property taxes jump 50%, 100%, and next thing you know, you actually can't afford shit, an affordability crisis is not because of anything other than government.
I got a question for you, Aang.
Yeah, go
Is paying taxes a choice?
in some situations, yes. In other situations, no.
What about
Can
for
I-
you? What about for you?
Sorry.
Excuse me?
Is paying taxes a choice for you?
And so, again, it's the same answer, yes and no.
Okay, cool. Because like when you pay taxes and you feel like you still own something that you're obligated to pay as well. Like my tax dollars, it ain't your money, it's their money. They said that you better pay it. If you don't pay it, they're gonna come take it from you and take other shit from you if you don't pay it. So it's not yours. It's just like if you when you get your paycheck, you know, the job can't be like, oh my payroll dollars, you do what the fuck you want with your money. That's what the government do. What the fuck they want with the money because it's theirs. Not only is it theirs, they also have their name on it, their picture, their emblems on it. It's theirs. They do what the fuck they want. You really don't have a say so. They make you believe you have a say so, but you don't.
Can I insert something real quick? Breaking news. Can y'all PTR? PTR, everybody. Does this not sound familiar? Also slash look familiar to any of you? I give you a hint. The 90s. Look familiar to anybody?
Yeah, the story of the black girl. I think you mentioned that earlier, right? I think you said her name earlier. Somebody in the room said her name earlier.
I did.
The black girl, who was also shot by an Asian store owner who accused her of orange juice that she didn't steal.
Now, doesn't this look familiar? So it does look familiar. Sorry. Isn't that interesting? Asian man not found guilty. 14-year-old boy accused of stealing. History's just repeating itself. Oh, we gotta have a new room. History just won't stop repeating itself, huh? What is the odds of that? But I just wanted to share that breaking news.
That's not necessarily history repeating itself. It's the fact that, well, I mean, it is, but it's history repeating itself not in Korean violence to a black youth. See what I'm saying? That shit was repeating itself every time we was taking our black ass in a Korean stove.
Pretty crazy. I had never heard about that one, but hard to believe somebody would shoot somebody and kill them for stealing anything. That, you know, as a business owner, the cleanup on aisle 6 is just not worth it. Is it worth it?
It is.
Is it worth it?
Who they're killing. They're killing these black youth because in their minds, it's the black kids and the N-words, and they steal and they hurt my business. Now let's pause. Their entire business model is to be immigrants from a whole other part of the world and set their businesses up. Guess what? Right in those communities where those are the babies of the community. The very babies that they hate so much that they'll shoot over an orange juice or a water, something that they wouldn't shoot you at Home Depot running out with a $500 drill. They just would catch your ass on camera. They prosecute if they catch you, or they're going to have your picture up there making sure you don't ever show up. You see what I'm saying? But one thing they're not going to do is they're not going to actively go out and try to investigate. They're not going to actively go out and try to investigate like they did in this case. Because see, in this instance, they actually got multiple cameras of footage showing the incident in question and showing exactly what they're claiming was this egregious death that happened. I think he was kind of trolling really because the lady was like following it so hard, you know, he just did like some obvious shit like I'm gonna take 4 bars and put them under my shirt. He was just trolling them because they're so racist, right? And so the bottom line is that at the end of the day, he didn't end up buying anything.
Does this not sound familiar?
this nigga,
The 90s.
make some noise or you're gonna be able to see him, right? And so the bottom line is,
Look familiar to anybody?
is that they then ran out of the store.
Yeah,
chased the
story
boy
of life.
down.
I think you mentioned that earlier, right? I think you said her name earlier. Somebody in the room said her name earlier.
And he was found guilty, by the way, y'all, for those that were wondering. The jury, his peers, found him guilty for killing him, for murdering him.
He was found guilty?
Yes, this guy right here, he was found guilty for murdering him.
I just saw that the jury found him not guilty.
Yeah, I thought it was not guilty.
Hold on. Let me go back. I could have sworn I just read.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it is not guilty. Well, then it's conflicting stories because I just seen one post that said he was found not guilty, so I just see it now on TMZ saying that he was guilty. Damn.
Isn't that like a tsunami to do that? That's what tsunamis do.
What?
People
Don't
think
get off topic.
people think a tsunami is just like a wave. They don't understand that the entire ocean is rising and it's about to come up over that horizon of the land.
We wipe shit out. That's what we do. Reset. Cleanse the earth. Reset. Nice reset. There you go. That's what tsunamis do.
I was trying to hear this.
Cleanse the earth. Nice reset.
See, if you want to understand Black Power, you have to go back to the Civil War. That defining moment is so critical in understanding the cultural divide in America. You know, there's 500,000 men that killed each other to the death, almost 500,000, and 2 million casualties. There was a group of outlaws known as the Immortal 13 who were white extremist abolitionists who liberated black men. 13 immortals who freed thousands of black men in America. Never forget the Immortal 13.
Say that again. Repeat. Hold on. Rewind that. Who are these people? What was the name of the group again?
The Kansas City Immortal 13. It was a gang of white extremist abolitionists that freed thousands of black men and women and children.
Because that's who helped the indigenous people from this land fight Albert Pike and stop him from taking fucking Arkansas from the niggas, bro. Because that's how, after we got through killing the opposite side for that whole ass nigga, he started murking the rest of us that was alive. And them motherfuckers right there stepped in. Most definitely. But I'm sorry to interrupt. And peace and blessings to everybody on the stage.
I got perplexity looking into this shit right now.
Diane Calloway gave it to me. I don't know about complexity.
If this young boy, if Carmelo Anthony was to get convicted, do y'all think that it's a strong possibility? Is this, first of all, let me say, this isn't federal, right? It's state?
It's a state.
Oh, then never mind. Because I was going to ask if Trump could be able to pardon him before he left office, because I'm pretty sure.
You get a pardon from a federal president over a state issue.
Can you?
Yep, he could recommend it.
He could.
Trump most definitely ain't gonna be doing that shit though.
I don't know. Shit.
Bro, say, hey, the nigga let Kodak Black and Lil Wayne out. I think this was a little step above that one, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
You share with us anything? Was you able to peek around and get a little something for us? A little something? The hood. He went to the trial yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
I went to the first day. So right now they're just doing jury selection. So when I went there yesterday, they had about 600 potential jurors, and they getting ready to trim the fat on that. So about time tonight, around 5 p.m., they gonna have who they want as some jurors, and then the leftovers starting tomorrow,
Whatever's left over of that, then that's going to be the jury. So I'm going to try to go up there tomorrow, Wednesday, to see who the jurors is and who they're going to be. All right.
You have a record?
No. So because this is a high-profile case, there is no electronics to be permitted into the trial. None whatsoever.
John Roach. Where you hide it? That's cool.
Yeah, so Judge John Roach, man, like I said, I've been employing everybody to look that gentleman up. This man is a veteran. He come from a family of veterans, and they go by the book. Yesterday, in his introduction to himself and to the potential jurors, he says, and I quote, he says, following the law does not depend. You cannot just not follow the law. He said you cannot not follow the law. If that makes any sense. He says the law doesn't depend. You can't just depend. It depends if I'm gonna follow this law. No. He said verbatim, we will follow the law. You cannot break the law. We're going to follow the law. So, and my question is, all right, we know when you commit a murder, right? We know that if you commit a murder, you're going to be charged for murder. So then my question is, okay, what happens when you have laws that contradicts the charges? Hold on, man. I'm giving a deposition of what happened yesterday. I went to the jury selection. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. So this is what happened. So I want y'all to know that this trial started yesterday, but it will end next Friday. All right. So the jury is going to be selected between today and tomorrow, and by Friday, this trial will be ended. You're also going to have trial on a Saturday, so expect opening statements to be Thursday, witnesses Friday. I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, rest on Sunday, and then we're going to add that Monday through that Friday is going to continue on the trial, and then there's going to be a verdict. Okay. So the next thing is like I said, right now, the main information that I really want to just point out is figure out who this judge is and just look at his record of convictions.
I looked at it last night, and I was shaking my boots last night when you told us to look it up. I said, he got 3 white young boy sons, and I know he probably looking at them like if a nigga killed one of his sons, he would want to slate him to the white meat. And, Republican, like you said, history of veterans in his family. I don't know. I don't know if self-defense, I don't know if that's going to be in his favor dealing with a judge like him.
But one thing about it is on them state laws.
Judge by the judge, but can y'all hear me?
Oh, no.
But he is, I was saying, I don't know, he is going to be judged by 12 members of his peers, so it's kind of like, it's really up to them, but I don't know with a judge like this, I don't know.
Well, the warning is we're going to follow the law, so if he's convicted, what is that sentence required? Because that's what it's going to be, just told everybody.
The crazy
5 to 99, 5 years to 99.
The crazy part about these law and order people, do they not understand that this country was founded on breaking laws?
Mm-hmm. But then
that's what
they
they did during when they was breaking the law. This country, that's how pro breaking the law. I don't know. This shit is stupid.
But they fucked themselves though, because inside of it, they made quite a distinction. And if his lawyer is good, which I'm pretty sure since he's a Jew, he probably might be, color of law.
So hey,
law.
I get it. Point me,
Anyway, watched time and time again where shit got overturned when people played color in the courtroom instead of playing letter. Now, by the letter of the law in Texas, if what he explained is fucking true to the tip, he can come out of there. Probation, no probation. There's a couple people I done shot and I went home. One of them died. I still went home. Never saw a day in jail on that one. On the one where I shot the homie, I got 5 days in jail. That was it. Do you understand? Texas? Yes, sir, in Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. South side, Morningside district. Okay. 35 Morningside. Yes, sir.
So you know we dealing with Collin County, right?
Yeah, man, McKinney, a motherfucker. That's connected to Denton. Denton, they main factor in Collin County. And McKinney is their rich white suburb, you know. And I was explaining at the tsunami this morning. We got a rail line that was supposed to be extended out there a year and 2 months ago, but they keep delaying over trying to get that overturned because their mayor, straight out his mouth, said, we don't want inner city people in our area. Who do you think they're talking about?
I ain't gonna lie, y'all Fort Worth niggas is wild though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, hold on, man. You're not gonna do us like that.
These Fort Worth niggas is wild though, man. You can't
We
help
don't react, baby. We respond. We don't react too much.
No, but Dom, listen. When I went and I seen just the atmosphere of the trial, y'all. Like I said, it's a lot of things. Listen, Denton County, Collin County, that is a money-making county. They don't really want to deal with this shit. But if they gonna deal with it, they gonna deal with it how they see fit. And just off of this,
doing it.
Why you interruption? Why did you interrupt? Go ahead, I'm listening.
I didn't know he was talking.
Oh, well he is. Go ahead. Now what kind of county? It's a rich county. I'm following.
we're talking about Collin County is a rich county, all right? This is the place where you got Frisco, you got, as my brother Don was saying, you got
Frisco, McKinney, Plano East, Little Elm, Open
Greenville.
Yep.
So these counties is where a lot of money is being made, all right? They're having Universal Studios amusement park being built as we speak right now. So this case right here, it being so much of a high profile case, this can impact the money that's being going there, all right? Also, I'm just gonna give y'all just some off the record intel. They're saying that, so this is what I'm gonna just tell you. So I was sitting next to a brother that has a child that goes to one of those school districts, all right? So in this a school district, he telling me the laws or how these activities go, how the track and field, how they just function, all right? He's telling me that, during that Carmelo allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf, the day it was raining. He said it was raining that day, all right? So he said during that day when I was picking up my daughter, just how the atmosphere was, it was just like, it was just a hunky-dory, it was cool, it was raining. So if it was raining, you got your equipment that could have been damaged, you had a bit of your equipment that could have been blown away by the wind because the weather implementation caused the delays of the track and field, right? So the brother tells me, he said, listen, that day when I dropped my daughter off, it was around like 11 or 1, and the weather it would beat down rain, it'll get windy, and then it'll stop. Then he said some of those tents that were up, because every school does indeed have a tent. Every school does have a place where the athletes can go. But because it was a social event, because it was individuals that were interacting with one another, and there was a delayed game, everybody was socializing with one another, right? So he said during that event, the only
only school that didn't have their tent down was the tent where Carmelo and Mr. Metcalf were engaged at. Right? Then he said this. He said, have y'all heard any intel of the Metcalf boys being on the track and field team? I said, I haven't heard that. He said, due to my ear to the streets and me being from Frisco, there is some talk saying that the Metcalf boys were not part of the track and field team. At first I was like, well, hold on, wait a second. Hold on. They had to be on the track and field team.
They're just being spectators.
Right, he said, but during school hours, and this is between 11 and 1. And wherever they were at, they both weren't at their mutual schools, if that makes sense.
You found my channel. I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe, but
where the track event was, it wasn't at Austin Metcalf's school or Carmelo Anthony's school. This is at a mutual space.
They're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional. They think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably.
When you're an athlete but not associated with that team, you might get some leeway.
Any kind of small business, they can't run the way your government runs.
There's a lot of leeway.
What we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people, as opposed to what our elected political leaders are doing, they're borrowing from the banks on your back without your authorization. That's taxation without
the school district, how they handle their children, they have a lot of flexibility where some kids can be able to go to events although they may not be participated in. If that makes sense.
That's a school district grounds that they were on during those hours. So they had every right to be there. They just weren't supposed to be down there where the athletes were, because you're not. That's why anybody keeps athletes separate from the crowd, because sometimes the crowds are uncontrollable. Mind you, there is evidence from Facebook or social media posts where those boys had words. That little girl who decided to talk to the TV is also one of the little girls who was at the situation that they had beforehand that started the situation. That's why she knew so much about what was going on. And if y'all were paying attention from the time where he first got picked up, there was a lot of people talking about that situation that went to that school. You can read as a person who goddamn used to be in these schools, inner city or rich areas. You know what went on when you was there. And what do you know about life? Same shit, different toilet. Just because you doing it now, we was doing it back then. Where you think you get the inspiration to do it now. So by reading those posts, you can tell what went on. Those twin boys was harassing that man. Anybody that was paying attention to the news would hear that those young gentlemen are decorated Brazilian jiu-jitsu players.
Now,
those gentlemen in Carmelo Anthony. If they would have come, not Anthony, but yeah, that's his name. If they would have got a hold of the little cuz and got the him up and shit, nobody would have done nothing about that.
so I'm glad that you said that, because again, with my unconfirmed source, when we're talking about the weight size, they said that Carmelo Anthony is a
Now ye shall know that the chosen
Megatron.
that axle of infinite space
To my nigga YouTube,
is
man,
the
just like to describe
prince, priest
what's
of
going.
peace, and in his woman called the scarlet woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, O azure-lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. Now ye shall know the chosen priest, my soul of infinite space, is the prince priest to the beast. And in his woman, called the Scarlet Woman, is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. For he is ever a sun, and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. 17, but ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, azure-lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men are fools. 12 come forth, O children, under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you and in you. My ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy. 14 of the gems are yours, the naked splendor of the wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret orders of the deep. The winged globe, the star, you are mine awake.
Some people just don't know what's available, what services is available, and they have these hesitancy, and then on top of it, the police are involved, and you need the okay with the police. And I've even heard people say, if I have to go get approval from the police, no thank you. So I've heard things like that too. So I'm just glad that today, like, and these days, I think there's actual traction. There's been traction since the day that I started this, which was February 7th, and I think it's been slowly progressing to something very positive, even before I came here. So,
John, are you voting for Spencer Pratt? Are you gonna vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass? Hi, John. I was asking you if you're going to vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass, the communist, the Cuba-trained intelligence agent.
So how you doing, Clipper?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah. I saw Tucker today, and Tucker was there when the cop came by and he was talking to us, and it was the case that Tucker wants to come to a shelter, but he has no city ties, right? And I remember the guy coming in now, he goes, Tucker's been homeless longer than I have in this town. And the thing is, like, this guy, he's taking a shower right now, so that's cool. But the thing about the situation here is, listen, I don't hate Tucker, but I'm not going to vouch for him, right? And the last thing, I know he was at another shelter called Yale, and he got kicked out, and I don't even know what reason for. I can guess, but I don't really care. But from what I know, I'm not going to put my name out there. And I'm not going to put, like the cop right now, he made a call on his own to get him in here. And so he's literally already in the compounds right now. He's in the shower right now. And they're going to give him a bed in a few minutes.
So your guys are moving in with you?
The what?
Your guys are moving in with you?
Yeah. As of today, as of right now, he is literally in the compound, about to be fully checked in. And then as soon as he checks in, he has some government things to deal with, and I'm going to give him a ride for that. He was about to do that, and just so happened the cop happened to show up. And so the timing was right for everything to happen in the way that it did.
Amen.
About your case, do you?
No, he's just an officer. He's not a district attorney. He's not anything like that, So there's no need for me to talk to him about anything like that.
John, can I quickly ask you a question? When was the last time you read the Bible, John?
Did I read the Bible? Dude, I read all the time. Why would you even ask a question like that?
Oh, because I love the Bible, so I just wanted to ask you if you read the Bible recently. Why would you do that?
Also sometimes, I access the Bible through memorization. So I just have certain memory verses. There's tons of them, and there's certain focuses that I have, and I just recite it,
Do you know Numbers 31?
Would you say Matthew 1? Is that what you said?
Numbers.
Numbers? Yeah.
That's 1.
Numbers 31.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't.
It's a good one.
Hey, John, I'm wondering if I could play you a little song and dedicate it to finding housing for all the unhoused.
Well, I'll tell you what, not all the unhoused want housing. How about that one?
Well, I'm just praying they find the wisdom and the knowledge.
I know so many people, I just meet people all the time. And, even when I was in the program, not everyone wants a 12-step program, or not everyone wants to be sober, not everyone wants to be clean. The last guy I saw drinking, he says he wasted his time going to AA meetings, and he just wants to get drunk. And listen, I'm not here to tell people what they need to want, right? And so if the person is expressing to me that they want housing, expressing to me they want to be sober or clean or whatever, then they're seriously misguided. I've seen guys like that, and if they do get a job, they're just going to go right back to, let's say, drinking. And they're going to lose their job because they're on a bender, and they're right back where they started from, and the job never fixed anything. Because in their mind, in their minds, they're off for their situation. And they don't care anyway.
What is a church-run shelter?
A church-run shelter? There's one up the street, Clipper. It's called the Orange County Rescue Mission. Very strict. It's a 2-year program. I personally would not want to go there. Number one, they take away your phones, and I think you can't go out for a whole month or something like that. Some people who are not that religious, the criticism is that they're a cult, so forth and so on. But you know, the staff here, Clipper, most of the staff actually come from that place. So.
But it's the secular-run shelter.
The one I'm in is a secular-run shelter, but it is. They have Bible study in here on Wednesdays nights, I think. All the people that are staff are very religious that I've seen, and they are actually from the mission up the street.
So they're funded by state and federal grant?
I'm not sure. From my understanding, is that the Orange County Mission handles the donations and financing for this facility. Also, the food comes from there. Also, a lot of other things, clothes.
The staff are like salaried, right? Or they're volunteers?
I'm pretty sure they're paid staff because just some of the people that I've met, they actually went through the mission as guests or clients or whatever, and that they have come out of there and they want to work in the field, and so they're paid. I'm sure they're paid to be here. I would be very surprised if they're volunteers. And a lot of them, two or three people I've seen so far, they were in a situation of homelessness as well. And so that's what they're doing now. They're working as staff here in a facility for the homeless. So it's good news to me.
John, I just want to alert you to the chat. People are accusing me of being John Kitover as well as live streaming this room on YouTube. And I just want to let you know, I put the link in the chat.
What do you mean, people? That's like saying, people are accusing me of being John Lee. Well, I am John Lee, and you are Kitover, right? AKA Music AI, AKA all these other things, right? But I am so encouraged to see a person move in today. And I know there's still some beds available, and I could think of a few people that would be appropriate for this. And you know what I hate to say, the vast majority of people that I feed, this place would not be a good fit for. So just because someone is homeless doesn't mean that they ought to be in or deserve a shelter. Like, I don't think it's that way. But I also think that if people want help and they're humble enough to seek help, I think there's just a tremendous amount of resources, especially in a city like this, for them. Dustin, to me, stands out. And I've been all over Orange County, North, South Orange County, every nook and cranny. And although I'm not allowed to go visit, like Yale or Bridges or something like these shelters, I know people that come out for the day. And what do I see when they come out for the day? They'll find it.
רבינו נחמן מברסלב, רבינו הקדוש, רבי נחמן מברסלב אומר, אדם צריך לפנים, אבל לא רק אדם שבעולם צריך פנים, בית צריך פנים,
But I'm certain
תורה צריכה
that they
פנים,
have some sort of
לימוד צריך
financial
פנים.
planning system for every single
אתם
person
רבותיי
here.
משאירי כאן
And that is probably is mandatory.
איש לנו
And
דבר יפה ומתוק.
it's a case that I'm new. I mean, I don't think I've been here more than 1 week. And so, and not only so, 6 in the morning, I'm out of here. And then 6 in the evening, I barely come back before the curfew's over. And so I eat dinner, and then I go to sleep because I'm so tired. So,
Yeah, just because, the people who are buying 24 ounces, I'm assuming you mean alcohol, and cigarettes, and Hanukkah,
right.
and cookies, candy,
And
whatever.
that's not here. It's not here. It's some of the other shelters. Parks. Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about this. This one, I mean, well, first of all, it's pretty strict in terms of a 6 p.m. curfew. I think some of the other ones are like 10 p.m. and things like that. Big difference. I gotta get in here where a 5th grader doesn't have to come in until the street lights go on. So, the sun goes down here close to 8 p.m.
John, is tonight your night off where you're not going back?
Yeah, okay. So, they're really cool here. They didn't let me go last week, but they told me that I can go to per night and still not use up my 1 night off. So it's very simple. I just have Saturday nights off. Spend time with my wife. And then Tuesday nights.
You never drag race, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Hey everybody, happy lunchtime. I got a mimosa for everybody.
I've got a track car.
Hey, John Kitover, the mayor for fucking Chicago.
I got a 2000 Camaro. It's got a 468 in it.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck? 468?
Yep, it's a DBR.
What's a 7.7?
I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a 454 stroke. It's a 454.
Oh yeah, it's a 7.7. Yeah, 454 is a 7.
Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, that Axel is the prince, priest, the beast, and in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall